I'm Grace Dawes, editor of Movement, and I'm joined today by Michael Goulden, co-founder of Kerbo Charge. Thank you so much for joining me today, Michael. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me, Grace. Good, thanks.
How are you feeling now that the news is finally out about your successful Dragon's Den appearance?
Delighted. I mean, it was filmed in the summer, so that was a long time to stay quiet about it.
Yeah.
And of course, you never know exactly. You know the outcome, but you don't know exactly how you're going to come across, what the final edit would be like. And then when it was finally aired, we had a little screening party. And now that it's out, we're really pleased with the response. Just a really nice level of support on social media, some great inquiries. Some of the inquiries that have been brilliant have been overseas inquiries from partners that want to potentially start selling it in their countries. So that's something that is really important to us in the medium long term to become a British manufacturing export success story. I think we all need more of those. So overall, delighted, and it has been slightly hectic as you'd expect, but things are beginning to settle down now. Indeed, you are told, understandably, by the BBC that there's no guarantee your show will be aired, your episode will be aired.
Yeah.
Something that did get edited out. We obviously I had a reasonable level of confidence it would be, but it didn't feel real until really 2 weeks before when you're told when your episode is going to air.
So just for people, I mean, it's been all over my timeline. I've seen it all over LinkedIn and I've been hearing about it. We've been talking about it a lot here at Move as well. And just for people who haven't necessarily seen the episode, can you just explain a bit about the company for me, please?
Yeah, I mean, we're solving the problem of how to charge your electric car if you don't have a driveway. And right. the reality at the moment, which a lot of people quite reasonably don't realise, there's no economic incentive in the UK to move from a petrol and diesel car to an electric car unless you can charge at home. And the reason for that is that, and it's based on ZapMap's latest data, that the average cost of, for an average driver driving an average number of miles a year, the cost per mile of charging your car using public charge points, and that's a mixture of cheaper ones and slightly more expensive ones, is more per mile than petrol. So electric cars cost more to buy than a petrol car and are more expensive to run unless you can charge at home. And so that's a big problem for people, because a lot of people want to make the move, but it's a big problem for the whole country because vehicle emissions account for 24% of CO2. And secondly, it's not just a problem about CO2, it's a problem about air pollution. Air pollution, which a major contributor is pollution from coming out of the back of cars, contributes to 30,000 premature deaths a year. That's government data. So it's cities where we want people to move to electric, arguably the most. But it's cities where people don't have driveways and can't charge it. And so that is the big problem that we're very passionate about solving. Yeah, so it's a through pavement electric car charging channel. The three main features about it that set us apart from competitors and are based on council requirements. So the first have a self-closing lid. So you don't, in our view, you want something that fully encases the cable, but it can't be left open. So it needs to have a foolproof way of self-closing. So we spent a long time developing a living hinge design so that it self-closes. Second is able to bend with the pavement surface during installation. Pavements are not flat. Our product is able to bend with the pavement during installation. That means you don't need to reinstate the pavement so that you can get flat. The show, as we mentioned in the show, we had at that point 5 installations in one local authority. We've now significantly more across 8 local authorities.
What do you see happening with this investment that you received from Deborah Meaden in the Dragon's Den? I know that you got 2 offers and you decided to go with her. What drew you to her, and what are you excited about what could happen with this investment?
We went into the Den thinking that would be our ideal dragon, and the reason being, she just has this wealth of experience of helping so many consumer products grow to be successful, but also ones that are businesses that have to work with government and other partners. Then Deborah also has a passion for sustainability businesses that naturally infuse a sense of real positive energy. And then in terms of the fund, well, it's a really interesting time for us now. So we're continuing to invest in iterating the product. That's a continuous journey. We are wanting to now start scaling across the UK. Once we just shortly have some great case studies that we'll finish preparing about the local authorities that we work with. And then it is national outreach. Also, when we go fully live in local authorities as time goes on, then we'll be wanting to spend some money on digital marketing. So there's a number of different pots there, and we also made 2 new hires, our operations hire and our marketing hire.
And despite the fact you secure this investment, you are still going to be going to the Move event in June, which will be taking place in London. And I know you've just received that investment, but why is it still important for you and your company to attend Move this June?
I mean, Move is just known in the industry as the place where so many different verticals in the mobility sector come together. I haven't been to many other events where you've got just so many different stakeholders related to this sector together. So, when we went last year, and first of all, that's another reason for going, is that we were really pleased with how it went last year. We had a startup space, and there was brilliant traffic to our slot. And sometimes the startup spaces can be a little bit out of the way and don't get so much traffic, but they really do their thing.
And you'll be in the startup village, so you'll be surrounded by, up to 500 other startups. But also, I think, relating back to what we've just been speaking about, at Move, there's also lots of local authorities across the country, and there's cities, there's municipalities also joining as well. So that's a chance for you and your company to meet those people and chat to them as well about scaling up your product. So thank you very much for joining with me today, and I look forward to meeting you in person at Move. Congratulations on your investment and your appearance in Dragon's Den, and I look forward to seeing you in June.
Thank you, Grace.